Hello and good morning. It's Episcopo Squirrel here, also known as Alchemage. And this morning, I'm here to talk to you more about the Lotus Coin, the token that is being distributed through the front end of naturalmedicine.io. Lotus Coin is a very special project that myself, Riverflows, Metamethus, and Nate on Steemit are all working on in order to bring more cohesion within the natural medicine community. We are working on creating different utility for this token, and right now there's not a whole lot of use outside of exchange within the market and using it for promoting posts and just general things like that. But we are looking at ways to be able to do something new with it. So that said, what is it? What is Lotus Coin? What is naturalmedicine.io? Well, natural medicine encompasses a very, 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 very broad sector of topics. Anything from breath to herbs and minerals to walking to writing poetry. All these different things can really be under the natural medicine umbrella. Things like vegan posts, things like nature walks. These things are all natural medicine. So what makes it a natural medicine post versus just being some other just random post? Well, our posts specifically have a a focus on healing. So, for instance, I could just post about being vegan, just saying, hey, look, this is what being a vegan is, and just kind of do some. I'm sorry, I'm just waking up, and this is probably a terrible example because I'm not a vegan, but just choosing some of the let's say ethical reasons for becoming a vegan and making a post on that. Well, that's all good and all, but what is that doing for helping you heal? So that's what really makes a post separated from the rest of the group, the rest of the pack, is that it has an actual focus on using some sort of modality of healing within the natural world. So what makes this good for people who are really attached to the science of things? Well, we need more of you. We need more scientists. I myself consider myself a scientist. I've been practicing natural medicine for over 6 years now. I come from a pretty, traditional, not traditional, because then you're looking at like traditional medicines, but like, I'm not good with terms in the morning. Wow. I came from a fairly American family. It's looking at allopathic medicine, using very popular ideas as health, as for understanding the world around me. And it wasn't really until a few years ago, 6-7 years ago, that I had a really powerful experience which brought me into the person who I am now. Actually, what year is it? It's 2019. Wow, it was 8 years ago now. So for about 8 years, I've been practicing herbalism. So, there's a lot of people who say that natural medicine is bullshit, that it's bogus. Well, we need you to come in and show us that we're bogus. Or show us that we're not. Because that's actually what's happening in a lot of places, is there is a lot of funding now being put towards the alternative medicines and allowing us to really understand how these natural compounds that are provided by the planet rather than through manipulation by our own hands, how these things can really help us heal, how they can help us grow, how they can help us become more whole again. We have this amazing set of resources all around us. And if we can learn to work in harmony with the rest of the planet, then we can really start to tap into that and, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Start to heal ourselves rather than rely on a greater medical dominion in order to heal. This kind of system that we have now kind of puts healing out of reach for some people. So being able to access knowledge and research on the potential benefits of different medicines that grow naturally all around individuals and their communities and the forests and the deserts and the oceans all around us, well, then we begin to be able to take our healing powers back into our own hands rather than giving that to someone else. Now, I'm not saying don't go see a qualified physician to be able to determine what's going on with you and to be able to work with them with the things that you learn. Because there's a lot of very poor information on the internet. And in books even, there's a lot of misinformation and disinformation out there. So you have to be really careful and you have to really look into the sources that are being provided in order to determine whether or not it is a viable source to use. And even then, you have to still question if there is any bias coming from the individual. So there's a lot that really goes into determining whether a medicine is useful. And so this is the difference between complementary alternative medicine and integrative medicine. Complementary medicine or alternative medicine is medicine that say like, oh, you're ill and so you are drinking a tea that helps settle your stomach, and you bring that up with your doctor and the doctor's like, well, if it's helping you, keep doing it. That's just kind of complementary medicine, alternative medicine, where it's the doctor, the allopathic doctor. Sorry, my cat is being really annoying right now. I gotta let him out after I feed him after this video. But that said, you're seeing an allopathic doctor and they're prescribing you something from the pharmaceutical world. But then you as an individual are saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm using this herb or this nutrient or that nutrient. And the doctor's like, okay, well, do your thing. There's not a whole lot of research on that I'm aware of, and it's helping you, so keep doing it. That's complementary. And so then you have integrative medicine. Integrative medicine relies on evidence-based medicine, evidence-based research that creates replicable, repeatable, replicable, there we go, replicable experiments which clearly define a hypothesis and relay a conclusion. Whether that conclusion and results verify or nullify the hypothesis should also be very clearly stated. Good science does not always prove the hypothesis. In fact, sometimes the idea is to prove yourself wrong. So, that said, we need more scientists to post within the natural medicine community here on Steemit. If you're not on Steemit already, please come check out naturalmedicine.io. Here you will come across a plethora of posts which describe many different health benefits from many different materials found here on this planet. Some of these posts, I must give a disclosure, is that, we have no control over who's posting. And so some of these posts aren't the greatest. But those posts, we aren't giving votes. And in fact, if they're too bad, we are definitely doing down Lotus. We are using an account that comes in and downvotes it, because if you're putting out information that could be potentially detrimental to our community and can potentially harm someone, then we're going to downvote that, and we're going to make sure that that is hidden from view. The Steam rewards are not affected because we're using down Lotus. It has no Steam power. Well, I guess it has minuscule Steam power. Nothing that can actually affect. It has Steam power enough that it has resource credits to make actions throughout the day. That said, your Steam power will not be affected. Only your Lotus rewards and your visibility on the naturalmedicine.io front end. So please come in, join our community, bring up research, show us where things are beneficial, where things are false claims. We need more science in this community, not less science. And it's only you as a scientist that can provide that. So come, join us. Be a part of the Lotus Coin naturalmedicine.io community. Thank you. My cat says thank you as well.